Family compound. I get a lot of questions on this topic, so I figured what better than to do a step-by-step guide on showing you and your family how you can achieve a family compound. All right, so first and most importantly is the land. What you need to ask yourself is how many homes are we trying to build on this piece of land? Let's say you're trying to build 4 homes on a large tract of land. So now that you know how many homes you're trying to build, then now you need to know how much land is going to be required for each home site. And what determines this? The county. You're going to need to call the county to determine how much land each parcel of land is going to need. You're going to ask them, hey, we're looking to buy a large tract of land and subdivide it into 4 smaller lots. So they'll tell you how much land is required for each home site, okay? So for this example, let's just say they've told you that each parcel needs to have 5 acres of land. So you're trying to build 4 homes, so that means you need to look for a piece of land that's at least 20 acres or more, okay? So now that you know that, you can get your search on. So now that you've found your piece of land, now what? Well, you're going to make an offer. You and your realtor is going to make an offer and go under contract. But make sure to put a due diligence period inside your offer. What is a due diligence period? Well, this is a period of time in your contract that will allow you to do your testing. The testing is usually going to be needed in order to do your septic locations. You're going to hire a soil scientist in order to go out and prod the ground to determine where your home sites or septic locations are going to be. So they're usually, I would say, in around $500 or so for each soil test, okay? So if you're trying to do 4, it may be $2,000 or more. Again, it's going to vary from area to area, but you're going to need to write an offer with a due diligence period. Then you're going to hire a soil scientist to locate those 4 pieces of septic locations, okay? And it may tell you that there's already found 1 location or whatnot on the property, but you need to find all 4 so you know for sure that you can do what you want to do with your piece of land. So assuming you've hired your soil scientist and they found those 4 different home sites, let's look at an example of 2 different shapes of land and how you would need to survey that off and start your family compound. All right, so this is an example of 2 different shapes of land. So first, let's look at what we'll call our perfect shape of land. We've got a perfect rectangle here. So for this example, your soil scientists went out and they've located, these circles are going to represent the 4 different home sites, okay? For this example, let's just say this over here is going to be your road frontage, okay? So all of this is road frontage. So you found a great piece of land with like 5,000 foot of road frontage and it's great, okay? So now you are going to hire your surveyor, okay? So now that you've located your home sites, the surveyor is going to go out, and it'll make it pretty easy for the surveyor. So they're going to survey off 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces of land for each home site. So now we have 4 different home sites, and your homes are going to go, say, right in front of your septic locations, okay? And your driveways are going to go right into the road, okay? Perfect example, right? Your driveways go right out to the road, etc. Okay? So that makes it easy. So you got your soil test done, and your surveyor has surveyed off your parcels, and that piece is ready to go, okay? But what if your land is not perfectly shaped? And what if it looks something like this, okay? And this is probably how most pieces of land will probably look. And let's just say for this example, your road is over here, okay? And this little piece right here is your road frontage, okay? So this is where your driveway would go. So they found the 4 locations on different parts of the land here, okay? So you're going to get your surveyor to go out, and they're going to come out and they're going to survey off the land, something like this here, and then over here, and over here, and now you've got your 4 pieces, right? And then you have to put a driveway in, okay? So the driveway is going to come off the road here, and it would go back in through here and separate into your multiple parcels of land. So looks a little different, but I would say this is how most of the land is going to look, with a shared driveway agreement where it branches off into your different home sites. Oh, and I forgot to mention that before you're getting your survey done, well, you're going to need to buy the land. And so you're probably not going to be able to do a one-time closed construction loan for this like this with a family compound. You're going to need to get your land first. So that means you're going to more than likely either need to pay cash for the land, or you're going to need to get a land loan. So if you're getting your land loan, whether that's one person of the family members that's getting the land loan or all of you are going together or whatnot, you just got to get your land loan, okay? So once your soil test is done, before your survey, you'll close on your land. So again, you're just trying to locate those soil tests to make sure that the land will work for the 4 home sites. Once you've closed on your land loan, then now you can go back with your survey and survey off those different home sites. And now you are officially ready to start building your homes. But you're going to need a construction loan, and that's where I come in. Obviously, I've helped guide you through this so far, so now we're going to start getting you qualified for your construction loan. So what happened is, depending on how the land was sectioned off, each person of the family members that was not in on the loan to begin with, we're going to need to write a contract so they're purchasing their piece of land from you. Okay, and we can work on all 4 of these at the same time. So each family member is writing a contract and buying the land from you. It just depends on how you guys structured the loan or if you paid cash or whatnot on how we would do that. And we can help guide you through all of that. But now that we're ready, we've got your plans and specs, you're ready to go, you've got your builder ready, and we're ready to officially begin your construction loan, okay? So we'll go through the appraisal, and again, you've already purchased the land, so guess what? Whatever equity you have in that piece of land is now going to be your equity and your down payment for your construction loan. So we'll move forward with the loan and get an appraisal based on the plans and the specs of the home and the land and everything, and we'll go to closing. Once we go to closing, that's when your builder will start taking draws in order to build each of your homes. And it may be even better to go together and work with one builder to build all 4 of these. You may even get a discount when you do that. So there you have it, a step-by-step guide on how you and your family can build your own family compound. If you have any questions, make sure to drop it in the comments below.